Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I am Aldrin Rio, and this is a follow-up video to my wife's video. That video changed the tone for us guys. We have been making a plan for quite some time to go ahead and switch things up. We're transitioning over to traditional self-defense to kind of shore up and back up some of the spirit keeping advice that we've been providing. It's mainly because we realized that there are a lot of people who were just too busy to properly feed the spirits. And then honestly, we had our own experience with the need to kind of brush up on our own self-defense. You might be saying, what the heck do we know about self-defense? Guys, I've been studying self-defense. You know what? I'll be right back. Forget it. So I've been a closeted self-defense nerd for decades. First, let's start off with the Bruce Lee stuff. Bruce Lee's fighting method, advanced techniques. Bruce Lee's fighting method, basic techniques, self-defense techniques. I read them several times. Bruce Lee's fighting method, skill and techniques. SAS training manual. For my viewers who watch us in Europe, tell them about the SAS. The SAS Fighting Techniques Handbook. Right? I've had these books since high school, if you want to know, right? The Ultimate Guide to U.S. Army Combat. Guys, I have more combat books than I do magic books. The Bushido Warriors Code. Guys, Wing Chun, guys. I'm not kidding, full on Wing Chun, guys. Full on Wing Chun. Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do book, again. This is actually the book that started it all for me from high school. I call this the gospel of fighting. Look at this, handwritten stuff by Bruce Lee himself, explaining different angles and techniques on fighting, right? Look at that, look at this. Hand drawn by the man himself. We're almost done. I know this is probably the Ultimate Martial Arts Q&A book. And this isn't even all my collection. This is what I can get in the middle of just filming this video. Commando fighting techniques, right here. Set the record straight, just in case you guys are wondering, what do we know about self-defense? We're more than prepared for self-defense, but I wanted to help you folks who may not be fighting nerds, who may not be so well versed on this whole idea of being able to take your hands or take a tool and defend yourself, right? Because some of us, we're not really raised with the idea of, I need to protect myself, right? You're kind of brought up to go, let me call somebody, let me wait for the police to get there. Well, there are other people in the world who decide that they want to take something from you, and they want to take something from the people that you love, and they're going to kill you for it, right? While you're waiting for that police officer to get there, the perpetrator, the violator, the criminal, the rapist, whatever he, she, or it is, this person has decided that they want to take your life from you and they want to get these things. So sometimes just waiting for the police isn't enough. When my wife talks about CCW, when she talks about the range, or we're going to be taking you guys to the range pretty soon. The best thing we can do for you right now, for you guys who aren't into gun ownership, you need to learn a little bit more about it. We're going to get there, but we're going to start with the practical tools, right? And that's why you're here. That's why you clicked on this video. The tactical flashlight, right? This bad boy can go pretty much most places, right? Even if they pat you down, if they notice that it's a flashlight, they usually just let you in. The design, it's a very robust design, usually made out of high grade aluminum. And one of the things you can tell that it's a tactical flashlight is that it has ridges, and these ridges make it very hard to slip when you're defending, right? We always say defending because we're not trying to teach people to be attackers. We're teaching people to be defenders. So when you're defending yourself, you want a flashlight that has a tail cap. That tail cap, that means it can be activate it to flash real quick, so that way you can flash and dash, as one of my favorite YouTubers calls it, flash and dash, so you can get out of there. For you many people who may not be warrior spirited, who needs to kind of like flash, dash, and get to your car. If someone's trying to like take advantage of you at night in some place, you can flash real quick and get over to that car, or get back in the building and call for security and things like that. That tail cap is so important. I know a lot of you guys who think about flashlights and they want that like side cap thing. And the thing about that side cap is that you've got to pull it out of your bag, and now your wrist is in this weird, awkward like situation where you can't really do anything. You can try to like smack them with the end of the flashlight, but this is going to come with a lot more force coming down like this. So that's kind of what makes it a tactical flashlight. And then on top of that, that's this actual bezel here. This is called a strike bezel. If you notice, it has little areas so that way the pressure lands more squarely on these small areas. And more premium lights like the O-light, many of the O-lights come with special bevels that will be here. I don't have one on here, but they have special bevels, and these bevels allow it to break your windshield for you if you are ever stuck and you can't get out of your car. That is a good thing for you. So this tool can be used to save your life, right? If someone if the attacker has a knife and he's trying to take advantage of you, that flashing motion may be all you need to disorient him and make some noise. Disorient him and start up your rape whistle. Disorient him and then follow up with a couple combos. My wife did bring up mace. I want you to know that when we walk the dogs, we carry mace for several reasons. First off, because we have pit bulls. We don't want to have a situation where there's a dog off leash and that dog tries to attack our pit bulls, because again, our pit bulls are more than ready to handle most dogs. And we carry actual bear spray. I carry bear spray with me, and that bear spray is perfectly legal to be used on dogs and humans, by the way, because the people who might feel away for having their dog sprayed with bear spray. So as my favorite dog trainer says, if you approach me, I'll spray you too. A force multiplier is anything that you can get your hands on that changes the game in the battle between you and your attacker. For example, one of the most famous force multipliers, Matt Damon's character in Jason Bourne, he's known to have, I remember it was years ago, they had this clip of him using a book, him picking up a literal book, picking up a combat book, could be any book, but he picked up a book and he was jamming the guy in the throat, and people loved it. It was in the news and how great Matt Damon made it look. But that is a real thing. You're looking around the room. What can I do to extend my range, right? If you guys are in the fighting, in the boxing, in the combat, one of the key components is controlling range. When Jason Bourne picks up that book, he extended his reach almost another 4 or 5 inches, 6 inches. That's a lot of space where now he can reach his opponent in the throat, or reach his opponent in any kind of sore knee or any kind of target, and he's not hurt. So force multipliers can be a simple flashlight that's on your belt, right? I carry a multi-tool on me that is also a force multiplier. Now, this is probably the first time you're going to hear this on all of YouTube. I challenge you to try to find it, right? The Skeletal by Leatherman. The Skeletal brand was never mentioned to be tactical, but however, for the first time on YouTube, I'm claiming it to be tactical. The way you can grip it, the way it closes around the hands, and the way you have that strike bezel, this is now a also perfect tool to be used to multiply your force. It has a thumb perch. It has ridges, so that way it doesn't slip out of your hand. It has ridges. It's perfect to defend yourself. So literally, now, I know some of you guys may be in the UK and in other places where you can't have this blade here. This blade's a great tool, but unfortunately places like the UK, they don't allow you to have blades. That's fine, because the good folks over at Leatherman sell these exact models without the blade. So you guys over in the UK are not out of this as well. You can still have this thing as a perfect force multiplier. So you can go with the flashlight, you can go with the multi-tool. I do recommend the Skeletal. I've had this exact tool with me for over 10 years. They are excellent tools, and again, it could save your life. guys, you need to have your tools. There's some links down below if you want to find the Skeletal. If you want to go the Skeletal route, there's a link down below to our friends over at Sofern. We actually appreciate their lights, because with capitalism being such that it is, these lights are wildly overpriced in some instances. I've seen them in upwards of $200 for a flashlight. It's a flashlight. So the guys over at Sofern, they have very affordable lights that are very effective. They may not have all of the shine and beautiful looks as some of the more pricier brands, but at the end of the day, this is a piece of aluminum with a super bright flashlight that can save your life. Now, guys, I would say this is the part where you need to go out and find yourself some of these tools. My wife and I are going to be doing more videos, and we're going to be talking about how to use these things effectively, as well as a little bit of dog training here and there, because we do find that people are motivated to go out and get dogs, especially rescue dogs, and especially even in our own neighborhood, we found that people are getting these dogs not really understanding the breeds. They're getting power breeds like pit bulls and Cane Corsos, not understanding the commitment that they're making, and these dogs are going into the shelters, and these dogs are losing their lives. So we're going to be talking about things that help you help your furry companions live a little bit longer, live a little bit happier, and be a little bit more safe in our next video. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Stay prepared, stay safe. See you in the next one.